And now, a montage of our 30-year honorees from Lifetouch National School Studios.
I wound up getting a job, and I thought I was going to be a sales manager, kind of a national sales manager traveling the country selling school pictures, only to find myself setting up and tearing down the Micro Z camera with a guy named Mike Stewart.
Mike Stewart.
He's from down south, name's Dave Spit out. Dave, come on up.
Hey, thanks, Jack.
The people that I can remember, had distinct voices like,
Dick always talking way down here, growing and growing.
Now look out, we just keep growing, growing, growing.
And there was a guy named Bill Abbey.
He always talked very succinctly and talked about writing with light, okay?
And as in the school, actually, I've got my Cookie Monster up there, but I know a lot of impressions at the school, like Scooby-Doo and Shaggy. Like Scoob, there's a ghost. And they, had a good time. And again, going back to the fun in the company, all that's a lot of fun,
Let's go make it happen.
I hope people know that I care very much about the people, and that I am a type of person that likes to have a lot of fun too, and I like to have people around me have a lot of fun too. So I'm hoping they can take that away too, is to keep the fun going.
I started in printing. I did reorders. I worked all in the different departments. So just being able to understand the workflow and working with all of the different people and just enjoying where I'm working. I feel really lucky because when I first started and I worked 3 months, and you know how they do the seasonal. I got laid off. I got called back and was asked to work nights and be supervisor. So it kind of, so in 3 months, they saw that they wanted me to run a department. So, and I've been doing that since. So I really feel lucky about that they, they saw that in me to, give me the opportunity.
I started here in 1986, and my daughter was 4 years old when I started here, and she will be 34 come December. So 30 years, and basically I've been in the same department ever since I've been here, in the Q-Lab department. So, and I've enjoyed it. To be here for 30 years, you kind of sort of got to like your job. So I like my job a lot. I really do. It's good to be a part of something that's been around that long and survived that long, because a lot of businesses don't survive that long, but Lifetouch survived that long, and they got to be doing something right. And since they doing something right, I feel I'm doing something right by being here. So I'm glad to be here.
It's a good company to work for, a lot of nice people, and I like my job. And I've done a lot of jobs over the years. I wasn't a receptionist always. So if you don't like your job, you don't come to work. I think when they hire people, they hire the right people. And they fit in. And those that don't, they leave. But that's all right. The rest of us are all here and we have a good time. I'll be 74 on Friday, and I don't have any plans on retiring. And that's the other good thing about here, this company, Lifetouch. They don't have an age limit. They don't discriminate, and it's a good place to work for. And I think that's why everybody's so friendly.
I started here when I was at the age of 19. And I'm still here as a grateful and valued employee right today. I really feel what keeps me here is the fact that we create memories. Lifetouch has been in business for 80 years, and I've been doing it for 30 years. And when I started, I really didn't know a lot about photography. And when I started to learn, then I realized that we are creating memories for families. We have generations of families that come through. I'm in my second generation because my kids went through Lifetouch. Now my grandkids are going through Lifetouch. So, when we're creating memories, we're creating generations of memories.
Just seeing the difference from year to year, from season to season on what we're doing and everything and what the company has accomplished. You know, to me, it's just a good place to work. I've been thinking about retiring, but every time I think about it, I go, no, I'm going to stick it out another year. So I really do enjoy working here.
80 years is real abnormal for a company to last that long. You have to be a pretty substantial company with a good product to last that long. And I hope that in the future that we'll still be there with all the changing times. Wherever you go, people's houses, you'll see pictures. Matter of fact, my parents recently passed away, and we were able to get pictures from the church directory overnighted at no cost for us. And it was a real beneficial thing.
I had lost a child with cancer, and I remembered how important his pictures were. And so when I went to help at my school, where my children went at Van Meter, which we do now, we photograph. In fact, I think it's a new school, we just got back. And I watched the kids comb their hair, and I thought, boy, would this be fun to do. And so Jack Boyce was there, and I said, how do I get into doing something like this? And he said, show up next week at Sutter School in Santa Clara. Photography is so important, and quality is so important in it. And it's wonderful now. I worked on a Micro Z, which you didn't see it was film. So if they blinked, if they didn't have a good smile, it was something that you were in control of. You had no control. But now you can just look over and see the screen and okay it, and it should be good, because you better not okay it if it's not. And I can tell you to this day, I'm a photographer at heart.
Our TM at the time was Rich Johnson, a name from the past, and he was a neighbor of ours. And one day, riding my bike past his house, he said, would you be interested in an office job? And I said, sure, I'll apply. I applied for it, got the job, and the rest is history. Good morning, Lifetouch. This is Ellen. May I help you? LT is a family. As life ebbs and flows for all of us. When somebody has something to celebrate, we celebrate together. And when somebody is going through a struggle or a hard time, you know, we rally around each other. Last year, I lost both of my parents in 5 months, which was a difficult time. But everyone, to have the support of the people that work in LT, you know, to look out and see everyone that you work with came to their funerals, and the cards, and the, you know, that's not just something we do because you're management, it's something we do because you're part of the family at LT.
I ended up, my mom worked at Lifetouch, so I thought that might be a great job right after high school, so I ended up taking a job in the plant, packaging the pictures. It was a really, really fun job. My boss, Florence Kivo, I remember it, from 1983, she was tough. She wanted us to work super hard. And of course, we were trying to get our 1,000 hours in, just in the fall. So we were working day and night, and then we would get to the end of the season and they would talk about layoff. So we would hide from her so she couldn't find us, so we could get a couple more days in just to see if we could get to our 1,000 hours. This is the very first version of PhotoShare. This is how we used to evaluate our pictures. This is the very first job that I shot at Prior Lake High School with my photo manager, Chuck Stark, and he'll get a kick because I told him that day that I wasn't coming back. It was really hard. To be able to provide something that's not a trinket. This is something that's important. We provide school memories for moms and dads and grandmas and grandpas. And it is the most important thing, I think, to me. I mean, I think when if I had any issue at my house, that'd be the first thing I would take is my pictures, just to be sure. We got a call a couple weeks ago from a family, or from a secretary. One of their families had lost their home that weekend. That was the first thing they wanted, was they wanted to know, could we reprint their school pictures? And that just shows you how important it is. They didn't have clothes yet, but they were worried about making sure that they could get their school portraits back.
I answered an ad in the newspaper from a small photographer in Jamestown, in Jamestown, North Dakota, looking for photographers. I answered that ad, and he accepted my application, and the rest is history. I live in the southeast corner of the state, and we cover the entire state of South Dakota. So the average work week during the fall was you would leave on Sunday evening, and you would drive to a hotel someplace in the rural South Dakota, and you would basically spend an entire week on the road. You would go from one school to another, you'd check into a different motel every night, and you would spend an entire week on the road and get home on the weekends. You know, everything that I've done in the company has been really helping people. When I was a road photographer, it was just, you know, getting the smile, getting the pictures to the parents. In the rural areas, you know, they don't have as much opportunity to get photographs like they do in the bigger cities. So sometimes the pictures that we took were the only pictures those kids had. Helping parents out to get that kind of a thing, and kind of transitioning into what I do now, where I'm just helping people solve problems with the technology. Helping people seems to kind of be a theme.
You know, as of course I grew up and needed a job, Dad was a territory manager in North Canton, Ohio, and I kind of like taking pictures, and kind of slowly got into taking pictures, and that was it. I guess the main thing is when I'm at a school and I can get that kid that doesn't want to smile, and then I can get him to smile, or her. It's neat to get the kid that's, he sits down and he's all grumpy, or you know, doesn't, well, I'm not gonna do this. And then you can just say one little thing maybe to brighten their day, because you don't know what's going on at home or what's going on at school, you know. And the brief time that we're there is just to try to make that quick connection with them, you know. And that's the thrilling part of it. The one summer meeting I think what really sticks out is my dad placed third as a TM, and it was exciting to see him up on stage, you know, because that was one of his things as a TM. He wanted to be on stage, and that was like you can see his smile get bigger, and it made me feel good because I was a part of that.
One last thing for you Lifetouchers. I've got a fabulous car here. This car has been battle tested and resilient. You can see here, animals have bounced off the car. This is where a deer hit the side of my car here this last year, put a nice dent in there. You can see where we've done group pictures. Haven't had risers, had them up on top of the cars, leaning alongside the car. Missing hubcaps, no need to change out. Come around here to this side. There's also been more battle testing. I got hit by a pheasant on this side, blew my side mirror off. Of course, inside my car, I've got a roll of black duct tape, was able to tuck it back on here, works fine, holds up just great. Finally, I can tell you right now, the beauty of this car is it's under 400,000 miles. It's 399,705 miles on the car. The beauty of this car is it's only $49.99, not $4,999, $49.99. Come on down to Chris Blake's used car lot and come check it out.
To help us recognize the 30-year honorees from Lifetouch National School Studios, Bill Kalpis, Cindy Vetch, Mr. Harmel, and Mr. Meek. Chris Blake.